Salutations, nerds. We watched the MCU in all its glory, and now we're going to rank the MCU.
Welcome back to Phazed Out, everybody. This is our grand finale for the original run of the MCU. We called the show Phazed Out, a show designed to make Nick hate the MCU. We'll see if that happened. We'll, of course, be back for Brave New World in a few months, but until then, we wanted to just get our thoughts down. Get our thoughts down. We're going to do something a little bit different than what you've seen before. Usually we rank things with a numerical value.
On a chalkboard.
Some lovely videos you should go back and check out and watch as we torture Dickie and Jared both. Well, I torture Dickie and Jared both because I don't have to because I'm crippled. This time, because they're all so similar, we decided to just put them in a tier list, not really in a ranking. So
switch it up, and so many of these movies are so similar. Instead of debating for 5 hours on which of the first two Ant-Man movies is better when they're kind of similar quality.
Yeah.
We're instead going to just throw it in a tier.
And so I think with that, will we say our little bit of final thoughts about each movie when we bring it up?
And I think just maybe we should say like 5 favorites, not in any order for each of us, just what are our favorites, not what we think are the best, just what are like the 5 you'd go to.
Okay.
And I say 5 because out of the 30 of these, there aren't 10 that I would go back to probably. I know you'd go back to them. We've established
Nick
this.
Nick goes back to all, what, 30?
No, might not anymore. We'll see.
Maybe it did work.
34. Nick goes back to all 34. More than one for every day of the month.
Yes.
And with that, we're going to start with the original Iron Man from 2008. Guys, what did we think about this?
S.
Yeah, that's fair.
Easy.
I'm good with S.
I kind of stand by that. Again, we're not ranking, but in my personal thing, I think they started with the best.
It's also the least MCU of the MCU movies because it's its own thing, kind of. And it's the first one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Jeff Bridges is phenomenal.
It's back when we cared about our visual effects artists, I think, and so things have weight to them. And
maybe there was less exposure on that, so maybe they didn't. We just won't know.
And also, this movie, they had to plan around every shot because they had such a smaller budget, and it was very experimental putting this out, so they had to be very precise with what they did. And it wasn't just shoot a movie and guess what the visual effects are around it.
Well, and, if right now they went back and said, oh, yeah, we did this whole this multiverse saga with a plan in mind. No, you didn't. But they could fool us with that with a start like Iron Man.
Yeah, it still looks pretty good. Not all of it, but even the stuff that's dated.
And,
that's
come
the
on,
best
Jeff
one they
Bridges.
Could do. And Jeff Bridges screaming at, what's his name?
Tony
Peter
Stark
Billingsley?
built us in a cave
Yep.
with a box of scraps. That's
so good.
That's one of my favorite TikTok accounts. It's just a dude, and that's all he says in different scenarios. I love it.
Yeah, that's just, and it's funny how we say self-contained, but the mid or after credit scene is literally setting up the Avengers.
Yep.
So they had a plan. They didn't know how it was going to pan out at first.
Or if they'd even be able to fulfill their plan.
But they had a rough idea, and it's one of those, like, we can film this one scene, and if it goes nowhere, who cares? If the movie fails, no one will remember this.
Just got to think Kevin Feige had been thinking about this since 2002.
Crazy.
Because he wanted to put Spider-Man in the X-Men movies and vice versa when he was working with Fox. And they wouldn't let him do that. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to go over to Marvel and do my own thing. We'll start our own studio and give it a shot.
And Marvel was not part of Disney yet. It was like 2 years later.
Universal, I think, is who they ran these through.
That feels right. It's just the first two movies are not Disney.
When did Disney buy Marvel?
2010 or 2009?
I think
2010, okay.
Isn't the first
2010
official one Avengers?
We said it in the episode. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
All I know is at least the first movie is not Disney.
There is a video out there where it shows all of the opening credits of all of the first couple phases of Marvel, and it's kind of fun watching them all be the Disney one except for the little corner up top where Universal ones.
It is funny.
Yeah.
Well, you put it in there.
Yep.
All right, are we ready to go back, or are we ready to go forward. To Incredible Hulk? All right, where are we going to put this, guys?
S tier. I'm just kidding.
I mean, we
this one
could
at,
put
like,
it. We
C-tier.
could put it in D. D is
I kind of want to
green,
put it in D.
kinda
It is our D tier is green, and
True.
what's her name? Got some green D in this movie in the cave.
Liv Tyler.
Thank you. She did. Again, the position of her head when he wakes up, it's like, what was she doing? So, I kind of want to put it there. This one was the, to me, the worst one until
They got real bad.
until there's a couple that give it a round. So one that we'll get to way later.
This has good actors in it, just not a very good movie.
Yeah,
It also has Liv Tyler. Good actors and Liv Tyler.
she has one good scene. The taxi screaming scene is the only part
True.
where they let her.
When
What we say in the episode? They let her loose, and it's actually good. But then the rest of the movie is her whisper.
scream. It's best.
But then the rest of the movie is just her kind of there whisper talking. It's like, no, let her be a character. So
Tim Roth, great.
I push for D tier.
Yeah, I would.
All right, let's go D.
Can we go E?
I don't have an E tier.
That's okay. You don't have to put it on
I just
there
put
at all.
S to D because it's like I think that's a good range. So
All right. So next up on the list, Thor.
no.
S tier.
Sorry,
Iron
Iron
Man
Man 2. My brain.
Wow, even you forgot Iron Man 2 and you like it.
I know.
I like it too.
Think so. If we're gonna talk about Iron Man 2, I think A tier. I like.
I'm thinking B.
I think B as well.
Okay.
Most people put it in D. People
I
hate
don't.
it.
I don't really
I think it's middle of the
want to
pack.
fight
I
that
think
hard.
I think they had so many good things that they should have ran with in the movie that they kind of just let fall by the wayside.
There's
Well,
too much happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna
It's
say
doing
it's
a lot of
movie
heavy
that's
lifting.
doing too much.
Yeah,
so.
It's heavy lifting. Two great villains that don't get enough screen time because they have to balance out each one. And them working together, even they don't get that much screen time because it's mostly focusing on Tony dying, but then it's not. And Tony finding the new thing, but it's not. And Tony dealing with his dad's death, 30 years later or whatever. And it's not. Like, too many ideas.
Oh, I should have came up with a trivia question for all of these, every movie for you guys to answer. See if you
Was
get
this going to be the Wakanda one?
it. The
The first mention of Wakanda
I
is in this
think
movie?
so. Yeah.
Because I think it's been a trivia question
Yeah.
that I've heard before. It's like, what's the first mention of it, whether verbal or visual? And it's this one. It's on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So, I said B. You said B. You
I'll go
agree with
B.
B?
Yep.
Okay, now.
All right, now Thor.
D
And
for Dutch Angle.
I don't think D. I think
I don't
C.
think.
No,
I was
I also
thinking
don't.
C.
Yeah, I would say C is fine.
It's kind of a. It's a
Meh.
weird one. Again, it's. Whereas the last one was a bunch of things at once. This one is two distinctly different things that do not mesh well together.
I remember when it first came out, I liked it a lot. I think I said that in the episode. It's not my favorite Thor, but like,
I think there's a nostalgia
Yeah.
for it for you because you remember liking it, and when that's the only Thor to exist on the big screen in that way, yeah, there's a bit of a, it's not great, but I enjoyed it. I didn't see it until I think with you in 2019, so I don't have that
It
nostalgia
also makes sense as to why Hiddleston became so well loved by the fan base.
because he's hot.
He's hot and he's really good. He's really good as Loki. And
Yeah.
even from the jump, he was phenomenal. Like Thor took some fine tweaking to get where he's at to where he's enjoyable. Loki's stayed pretty much the same from start to finish.
C.
C.
yep,
For Kat Dennings.
that's
Isn't
a
that a
K.
K?
For Natalie Portman.
Isn't that an N?
For Clint Barton.
There you go.
There we go.
We got there
That's right.
eventually.
She's an
or
intern,
Coulson. You
and
could've-
there's a scientist, and they get all their stuff taken, so they have no money. Two
Yes.
broke girls.
Yes.
You could have said C for Coulson.
You
I mean,
could have,
I
or
could've.
Clark Gregg.
That's too easy. I forgot Coulson was in these, probably because I haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You liar.
I don't know if you watched our previous episode. I feel like he has watched an episode every week, but I don't know. This is me.
You'll never know.
Are we ready to go to the next one, gentlemen?
Yeah.
All right. So next we got Captain America: The First Avenger.
I love this movie.
I want to put it in A.
I do too.
Okay, me too.
Because
All right.
remember, this is just
A
in terms of
for
the
Amer-
MCU.
Yeah.
A for America.
A for America. This to this point is the most comic book movie that was out there, and I think it's stupid. It's real stupid.
But
and
it's fun.
Yes.
And it's, like we said,
And it just
once
makes-
it gets to the halfway point, it just goes, and it becomes a mess, but there's just something fun about it. The other two Cap movies are not fun.
Also, like, I never thought you could make Captain America and make it work. Because, like, he's such a good character, but Chris Evans pulls it off. Especially as a person who his entire reputation before this was being
Teen
a-hole.
comedies.
Yeah,
A-hole in the teen
comedy.
comedies,
Yep.
and banana in the butt.
Exactly. And then he comes to this,
Very appealing actor.
puts his heart into it, and it's so good.
I'm saying
Also, what a redemption arc from what's his name? Johnny Storm?
Mm-hmm.
So
Which I like his Human Torch.
It's, him and Michael Chiklis are so good in those movies.
But what
For
about
such bad
Gruffin?
movies.
What
Eon
It's like
Guilford
Ian-
or something like that. Yeah,
I know it's Gruffin, who's a good actor, but
Yeah.
he's kind of there as
And Jessica Alba was just there to be eye candy.
Poor Jessica Alba.
Yep.
A.
hey, yep.
Hey, we have one in every tier.
All right.
Woo! Next, The Avengers.
This is
We're
an
kind
odd
of taking
one.
our cues from you, I think. You want me to go first?
Yeah,
In all honesty, B tier.
that's what I'm feeling. It's this weird duality of
It's very iconic.
Yeah,
It's very influential, but it's just ultimately not that good.
yes, it's kind of it floats in the middle there. It's like
B for brand new banner.
Ah, yeah.
I was gonna put it in B too, but I wanted a little thing to go with it.
I was gonna say B for bomb.
Yeah.
They were gonna,
But it really
nuke
didn't do
New
that
York
either.
City.
That movie was in the theaters for like a year.
That's the thing. Influence and importance up here.
B
Quality.
for bad director.
B for bad director.
B for Buffy's director.
Yeah.
B for Buffy. Hey, you'd like Buffy, by the way.
Shut up.
It's funny coming from me because I'm only saying it because you said
Yeah,
people
I
said
know.
it to you. Because I've never seen it. I don't know if you'd like it.
Buffy's good.
See, you should watch it.
I've seen the movie.
The one that's not connected to the
Yeah.
TV show at all?
Yeah.
With, who is it? Is it Helen Slater?
Christy something.
Matthewson.
I don't know. Oh,
Christy Brinkley.
No, that's a picture from the 1800s. A very good picture. Hall of Famer.
I think that she was in Dude, Where's My Car?
I think
There
you're
were
right.
women in that with speaking roles. It just feels like a movie that wouldn't have women with speaking
Christy
roles.
Swanson.
Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson.
Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Ron Swanson. All right, what's next, boys?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm still...
Looking at Christy Swanson.
Shut up. Iron Man 3. I want to say B.
I do as well. Another one. Overhated.
I really liked it this time. I genuinely...
I like the Tennessee stuff the most.
Is it the only Christmas movie in the MCU outside of the Guardians Christmas special?
I think there was one more.
I don't remember. There might be another Christmas, but that's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And it's only that one chunk of the movie. Again, everything up through the reveal is good.
I also love the reveal.
I know, we've talked about it.
Love me some
We
Trevor
could
Slattery.
talk another hour about that. I like Trevor Slattery. It's just it changes what the movie was. It became
does.
something menacing and cool to kind of a joke.
Goofy.
Yeah. I you said B.
Mm.
I think B. What do you think?
B works.
B for
B for
oh no,
bomb.
another bomb. The
Yeah.
one that blows the missiles that blow up his house.
Oh, I was thinking
is
the
that
extremist guys being bombs
Oh, that's
at the
right.
Grauman Chinese Theater.
I'm trying to think of anything else that would be B. But yeah, sure.
Christy Swanson is in Dude, Where's My Car? Do you know what her name is?
Christy.
Christy Boner.
Why am I not surprised? I've seen the movie. Why am I not
I
surprised?
love that movie.
How did we allow Ashton Kutcher and Sean William Scott to be as famous as they are? Also, Sean William Scott's actually a really good actor.
Yeah, I've seen Southland Tales.
Goon. He's really good in that. Him and Liev Schreiber.
Never seen it. I'd like to see that first.
Really
I know there's
good.
what,
It's a good
3 of
hockey
them
movie.
now.
Is there a third one? I did not realize that.
Know. There's those soccer movies that came out around the same time that have like a similar color palette. It's like
Yeah.
Goal, and then Goal, the Dream Begins. I don't know. They both start with G.
Yep.
And they're one word.
Anyway, next, that was
Iron Man 3.
so next is Thor: The Dark World. D for Dark World.
Oh, I was going to say D for Doctor Who.
D for Doctor Who. D for Dark Elf.
D for Dark Elf. D
Okay,
for Dark
so-
Doctor Who.
So since watching that movie, I've read some of the Thor comics with Malekith, and he is so much more compelling as like a little flamboyant evil guy.
With his crazy long hair.
Yeah.
Again, the one scene where they actually give Eccleston something to do, and you're like, oh,
You forget he's a classically trained Shakespearean actor.
with a screen presence and a bit of menace to him, but he doesn't get to do anything else outside of that one scene.
Yep.
And it's a death scene of a character we barely know, who has a much better scene.
In a much better movie.
Yes. Are we all in agreement, D?
Yes. Probably the worst Thor movie.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
But I hate Love and Thunder more.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, that's actually
Hey, you
pretty
can't go
good.
any lower.
I don't. So after Thor: The Dark World, we have Captain America: The Winter Soldier. B.
Okay. I was worried you were going to say like C or D. Jared.
Begrudging B.
I want to put it as an A.
Most people put it in S. I don't want it to
Give me, your,
sniff.
give me your argument
In-
for A.
In my opinion, it's A bordering S.
I was going to say a boring movie. Sorry, Nick.
I can't with these two. But I'll settle for B, seeing how he wants to go lower than B, and I want to go higher than B.
It's just when you break it down, it
B
just
for
doesn't-
Bucky.
When you break it down, it just doesn't make much sense.
B for Bullets and Nick Fury.
Yeah, we can't put it in C. C for character. Bucky has no character. We can't put him in C, even though I want to. It's important. A lot of people like it.
It's a turning point for Marvel.
Yep.
It also
don't-
affected my favorite show.
The one you watched.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Best show on ABC.
I thought you were talking about Captain Falcon.
No, no.
C
The Fall
for
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Captain Falcon.
B for Boat Heist.
B for Boat Heist.
Yeah, at the beginning where they storm the boat and
Yep.
get the stuff. Yeah.
What's the French guy he fights?
I
I want to say Duloc, but that's Shrek.
No.
Do like
Moloch.
It's-
Modoc.
No.
Killer Croc.
You're
That's a
making it so I
different-
can't think of his name.
Batroc, Balak, Belrog.
Batroc the
Balrog.
Leaper.
It's
The
I think you mean leper.
Balrog is what Gandalf.
I have to give him a hand though. He's pretty good. So,
And he's good with his feet.
oh boy.
Are we ready to go to the next one?
Oh, put it in B. Okay. What's next, Jake?
Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1.
A for almost forgot Chris Pratt was in this because it's a decent movie.
C
Yeah.
for
C.
something that has to do with C, but it's not as good as the other two, and each one gets better.
I can't see this being worse than the Avengers or Captain America.
It's not. I want to put it in C. I'd settle for B.
I would also settle for B because it's not my
B
favorite
for-
movie,
I
but
think it's B.
I get why people enjoy it as much as they do.
B for
Baby Groot.
he does show up in a mid-credit scene technically.
That's where he's introduced.
Yeah.
B for Battle.
B
Of
for
dance.
battle. Oh. I think we've said it every time. That is the worst part
Oh,
of
we
that
should have
movie.
put it in C for John C. Reilly.
That's true, and he never shows up again because
Nope.
Xandar got decimated.
B for Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
Blenblos.
You were fine with B, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's bad that our B tier here is protruding a
Oh,
lot more
I feel
than
bad for the
others.
tail end of the MCU because these are fairly good movies still enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Are we only going to have
Compared
one
to
in S?
some... No.
We'll see.
I have a few other S's in mind.
Are we ready for the next one?
Yes.
Age of Ultron. D for Ultron.
Yeah, I'd kind of put it in D. It's the worst Avengers movie.
By far.
It's a mess. It's not important.
I agree with
He's
the tier, by
thinking-
the way. I'm trying to think of a joke.
He's thinking of alliteration.
D for dream sequences.
Sure.
Thor in his little pond.
That's right. It's a little shocky pond.
Yeah, his little shocky pond.
Is that not what happened? Is that not what happened?
Yeah.
Which Thor is? How dare you speak?
How dare you speak? That's the first Avengers.
Oh,
How far we've come. So D for Ultron.
Yeah, that works. Even though I think there's some really cool things in that movie, the movie itself is a mess and not very good.
I thought
Wait,
I thought you would push for a C at least, but I'm fine with D.
No, it's, in my opinion, the worst of the Avengers by far, and really showed the world that Joss Whedon couldn't direct.
movies, anyways.
Yeah. D for dumb.
All
What a waste of
right.
James Spader. I know we've talked
What
about
a waste
that,
of Aaron
but-
Taylor Johnson.
Yeah. And then they didn't
He
even.
can see a bullet come up through the floor, but he can't just push people out of the way of a couple bullets. What, you didn't see that coming? Yeah, you did.
D for dumb accents. That poor Elizabeth Olsen has been trying to phase out over the years.
That's okay. She's out of the MCU now, right? Right. She's dead in the MCU. Right.
Yeah.
What's next? Are we ready for the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next is Ant-Man.
A for ants.
C.
Ants. Ants.
You're gonna give it a C?
Oh, I will
I was
also agree with
expecting
C.
lower. Sorry,
I didn't think I could push him to a D.
I was expecting lower.
C for could have been better if Edgar Wright directed it.
D for Diet Right.
D for Diet Right. Okay, now I'm pushing for the D.
No, I think there's
I
still.
bet you-
I still think it's a really fun movie. It also.
Yeah, it's a really fun movie that it's ripping off. That's in the S tier already. That a lot of these movies rip off because that's the formula. I was gonna go C, but D for Diet Right.
D for Diet Right.
But you can push back. Are you gonna push back?
Yeah, I think it's better than D.
Why?
Because it's fun.
Gotta have
And-
better reason than that.
I said and. Yeah, let me talk, Jake. I had to think of more. You're putting me on the spot here. Michael Pena's really good in it, and David DeSmulchin's in it, and
D for DeSmulchin.
D for DeSmulchin.
Hey!
Okay.
And David. And
And
I love
DI.
D.I. And I like them. They're the best part of those movies. I say movies. They're not even in the third one.
D for Diatribe, which is what Michael Pena does.
So D.
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 We win.
What's next?
Captain America: Civil War. C.
C.
I say B for barely a standalone movie.
B for barely a movie in general.
B
C.
for
C for contrived.
B for Black Panther because it's its intro.
See, now he's playing the sympathy card now.
B for Brooklyn. Where
Are we gonna give it a B for one good scene?
There's a lot of good scenes.
Not strung together by
I would
anything.
actually want to put this in an A tier because I really like this movie. But
I don't think it's A. Don't let him push
It's
it
not
to
A.
A. You could give a little on B, maybe. I think it's
I
C.
don't think it's as bad as Thor, and I think it's better than some of the B movies we have in there.
That's a fair point.
So putting it lower than movies I think are worse than this movie makes no sense.
I like all the ones in B better.
I like
It's
this better
similar.
than Iron Man 2. It's hard to see what's in the tiers on my little phone over here. So try to figure out what these posters are. And I like it better than, is that the Avengers in there?
Yeah.
I like it better than the Avengers. I also think it's a great introduction to Spider-Man. I think it's really fun that we get to the end to see this big battle with the super soldiers and they're not there. They've already been taken
See,
care of, and we
I
get to
thought
have
that
an
would have been
interpersonal fight.
better.
I disagree.
I still think if they fought him together and then
He
the
killed
reveal
his
comes
mom,
out,
Jared.
which comes out
B for
after.
Barbara Stark. That's not her name, by the
B
way.
for Barbara Stark.
Yeah. What's Tony Stark's mom's name, Jared?
Isn't it like Maria?
Yeah.
I got it. I was guessing.
Martha.
That's what I was waiting for him to say.
Yeah, that was
Her
that year.
name was Martha too.
B for better than Batman v Superman, which is the same movie, but worse.
That is not saying much.
C for come up with a better movie to say his movies are better than.
C for
I
making
did
actual
Avengers
Civil War
and
movie.
Iron Man 2.
I don't know if we're gonna push him below a B.
Oh, fine.
I mean, it is still 2v1 with the tier,
I know, but
but I think my point is valid.
he's right. I don't. Whatever. Just I don't want to talk about Civil War anymore.
I'll keep going.
I know you'll keep going.
Tony Stank.
That's funny.
Did he call him that ever again?
It's called back way later, but I don't think by any of the people in the movie.
Well, yeah, that's his name. Now that Downey Jr.'s coming back, it's
Victor Von Stank.
Victor Von Stank. Doom. No, I called him Doom Von Stank.
Doom Von Stank,
Doom
that's
Von
right.
Stank. Jake, what's next?
Sorry. Doctor Strange. S.
S. I think it's top 5 easily.
I was gonna say A,
I think it's the best visuals in the whole.
but
MCU.
I could settle for S.
It's the most refreshing thing
Yep.
in the list.
It's
so
one of the
far.
shortest. It's very well acted. It is a bit of a mess in the second half, but not in like a distracting. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
And in the down moments we do get, outside of the wiping tears thing in the middle of an emotional scene, it's effective. I like the horror effects on it. You know, the influence you see while also
S for Sling
showing
Ring.
that.
Figured it out.
S for-
Sorry, that's the whole thing. I was trying to figure out what we'll go with S.
Yeah, he wasn't really listening to
No,
you.
I was listening, but also like trying to think of my own little thing over here.
Yeah, so S.
S.
All right. People are going to look at our tier list and like, all the ones people put in the top 2 are in the middle, and some of the ones we're putting higher up are like.
By the way,
like
a year
C.
ago, my list would have had mostly S and A tier for this first half of the MCU.
Success.
Success.
S for success. What's next, Jake?
Guardians Volume 2. Are we waiting for me to say what I think? Because I think more of this movie than both of you.
I'll start. Seeing how you're gonna go high, I think it is a C tier movie.
That is no.
C?
I
Yes.
think it is an A tier movie.
I think it's an A.
I don't know. This is my least favorite Guardians
It's
movie.
more fun than Guardians 1.
I disagree.
It's more colorful than Guardians 1.
I do agree.
It's got better character dynamics going on.
I hate the opening scene.
It's got more rocket in it.
I hate a lot of what happens on the planet.
It's got
Ego's
better
planet.
music in it.
I disagree. I like the first soundtrack a lot better. I really don't like Nebula in this movie. There's too much of her for how bad the character is.
You don't like Taserface?
I hate Taserface.
It is
Every
a
time
stupid
time he's
joke.
on screen, it takes me out of the
is
movie.
this the first one that has Michael Rosenbaum in it?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, A, S even.
I wouldn't go that high.
All
Michael
for,
Rosenbaum, my
all
guy.
for Michael Rosenbaum, who you can't see in the movie because it's all CG.
And who also doesn't speak.
No, he has like one line.
If
C
he does,
for Miley
it's like
Cyrus.
one word.
C for Miley Cyrus.
I'm sticking to A on this.
All right, B tier it is.
We gave him higher on Civil War. Let's just put it in A.
You know what? I'll settle for that because I know I'm
Gonna
the
have-
odd one out when it comes to Guardians 2.
You here you are, but everywhere else, people think it's the worst one,
Yeah.
which I disagree with.
I also think
Vehemently.
it really messes with the power scaling without addressing why it's doing that. With Gamora being able to fire that giant gun, Drax getting slammed into trees by a spaceship and just being fine.
Just being like pulled behind a spaceship. in
Yeah,
outer
like there's a
space.
lot of power scaling that they just don't care about in this movie, and they
for
never address ever again.
For some reason, Peter has the powers of a god, and then just by the end of the movie, he doesn't.
Well, the
that
connection
makes sense.
that makes
That
sense.
That's
makes sense.
explained,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of convenient.
That's the whole point of the character, and
I
that
also
he
hate-
makes that choice to destroy. He's like, you'll just be like everyone else. Well, what's so bad about that?
I also really hate that he turns into
Oh, Pac-Man.
well that
Well, that was stupid.
but no, when Ego
Yeah,
turns
only Adam
into the
Sandler's allowed to do
actor,
that.
David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff
in a
and,
serious moment.
and it's old David Hasselhoff who Peter wouldn't know.
Yep.
And neither would Ego probably because he hadn't revisited Earth except for to put the cancer in his mom back when Hasselhoff was still young. So old version of Hasselhoff makes no
Ego's
sense.
also a god, so
But why would he appear to Peter as a version of a character or first person he's never seen instead of the version that he grew up with?
Because gods are omnipotent or something like that.
Also, Ego's not an actual god. D tier.
A tier. S tier.
I will give you A because of Michael Rooker's performance alone.
I'll accept.
Also, this is the worst Drax movie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
By far. And
But
he's
it's
my
also
favorite Guardian.
It's the second
outside of
Guardians.
Rocket.
It's the Guardians with the second most rocket in it. So
I also am, unlike a lot of people, not a huge fan of Baby Groot.
yeah,
Okay.
don't blame me for
Yeah,
that.
I prefer Teen Groot.
Just as an update for you, 3-0.
I saw it.
Okay. Next is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
B.
B. As much as I love this movie, I understand its flaws.
B for bird, as in
Vulture.
Yes, Michael Keaton's third bird appearance.
Third.
Oh, flying creature, sorry. Batman, Birdman, or not Birdman.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I was thinking Harvey Birdman.
I need to watch. Funny story.
And
That's what
Vulture.
I thought that movie was about. When
Not gonna lie, when I first saw the title, I thought the same.
well, isn't there a picture of Harvey Birdman on?
I don't remember, but there's so much happening.
Yeah.
That maybe there is.
No, I think it's like literally on the cover.
It matters what one you're talking about.
I don't.
I think B for Homecoming. As much as I said, like, I think it's shooting for the John Hughes thing, and I don't think it quite hits it.
I think
Because
it does in a lot of it, but there's so much of it where it doesn't.
There's too much MCU stuff and not enough John Hughes high school movie.
I think if you cut out a lot of the Tony Stark stuff, it hits
Yep.
that feel a lot better.
Yeah. And Homecoming's in the title, and it's barely a function in the plot at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, the dance in a normal, like, John Hughes movie would be the big thing. And in this is nothing. They're barely there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with B, though.
But that also makes sense for the Spider-Man character to have to miss that dance.
It does, but then why is it not a bigger deal
Yeah.
than they make it up to be? That's the thing.
Yeah. B for...
A box of ice cream that melted in Donald Glover's trunk. That wasn't a stretch.
That's better than I was going to say B for Black Spider-Man, who they promised to us and never gave us in this movie.
That's true.
He has a nephew in this part of the town, and then we never hear about Miles
they
ever
reference
again.
him again in No Way Home too.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But at this point, he's older than Tom Holland. Taking so long to introduce this character.
Yep.
B
Next.
for Brooklyn.
Next is Thor Ragnarok.
I know it's not going to be
It's not
where we could push it, but I would push for an A. And
Okay, I was going to say B, but I could see A.
This was, if we want to talk about Winter Soldier being a reset, along with Guardians, kind of a double dose reset, I think this was a reset. I think it's a good reset. I think the MCU stuff bogs it down, but there's so much good stuff on Sakaar, and Jeff Goldblum's in it, and it's actually really funny. I'd put this in running for the funniest MCU movie.
B for Beta Ray Bill, who is a statue on the Grandmaster's Tower because he's the previous champion, who also has the powers of Thor.
A for
Oh, wait, we went with
a
A.
funny movie.
A for Anthony Hopkins'
Yeah.
last MCU performance, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
For now. He's in Valhalla.
Yeah. We in agreement, A.
A works.
And I know you brought up...
A for
Yeah, there it is. I know you brought up not liking that moment as much, but I get... My fists go up. Like,
Yeah.
let's go.
You're
'Cause
also a big Zeppelin fan, though,
That's
aren't you?
why.
I don't know if you are.
I am. I just think they could have made it a more serious, poignant moment than a big, fun moment.
So let me then ask you.
Yes.
Use of the immigrant song in School of Rock.
Good.
Okay.
I actually like the use of Immigrant Song. I just don't like the use of it in that moment. I have nothing against Zeppelin. I love Zeppelin.
What's next?
Black Panther. Yet another one where you balance the impact on culture versus what you think the quality of the movie is, which is not bad by any means. It's just not.
Yeah.
I would say B for boring main character.
I would say part of me wants to put it in C, but especially after the recent movies and the second movie, I think it's in B.
I also think
I liked it better this time.
I think the good scenes in this movie far outweigh the bad scenes in this movie. The good scenes are phenomenal.
It's because we have a good director.
Kind of bad, except for the weird PS2 part. That's just hard to look. And the rhinos, the CG rhinos are rough.
The CG is bad. The fights aren't great. It's kind of two movies in one.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of good Ryan Coogler stuff.
And also Michael B. Jordan knocks out of the park every
one
moment.
Of the best villains.
Jordan.
Every moment he's on screen, it's just pure gold.
Yeah. B then?
B.
All right.
Next. Avengers Infinity War.
This is one I liked much less this time, but I don't think I argue any other tier than what I think the two, at least you for sure, I know want to put it in.
You think I want to put it in S?
I think you do.
I could be convinced to put it in S, but I would also be okay with A. I don't think it's a B tier. I don't think it's below a B tier.
As much as I want to put it in B, I don't think I could make that argument. I think it is in the A.
I agree.
A agree.
Yeah, I agree with A.
A agree. I'll put it there. I still like it, but
all these characters in one movie.
I almost said A for Everybody Dies.
A for Almost Everybody Dies, which is also not true.
It's funny how rewatching this. It used to be Infinity War and Endgame, and then after I rewatched them, even though I'd seen them both a second and third time, it flipped.
See, for me, it's always been Endgame over Infinity, and I've always had to fight that. A lot of people think Infinity is the superior movie, and I disagree.
The villain is stronger. That's probably the best villain they've had.
Agree.
But the rest of the movie is a mess.
Yes.
I like setup.
That's right.
And I will cop to that's a preference thing. So, I like it more than Endgame. I do think Endgame is a better movie.
I also think following this movie and doing so well and like I said, in my opinion, making a better movie when this movie everybody loved from day one is an accomplishment of his own. Because they could have easily crumbled in that second movie.
I also think that...
Especially bringing time traveling into it.
I also think that...
Time travel.
I also just think that Infinity War specifically sticks in my head as a moment in culture where everybody came together and was like, okay, we are not going to spoil this to the best of our abilities.
And I think of that for Marvel's side during Endgame when you only got the first 30 minutes in the trailers and you didn't get anything else of the movie. Which, good on Marvel for doing a smart thing when it comes to their marketing, because usually they do the dumb things when it comes to their marketing.
Yeah. They tend to do the dumb things just with their movies in general. Yeah. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Yeah. What's next?
Ant-Man 2, right? Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp, sorry.
I will push for C.
Good.
Okay.
Because of the three Ant-Man movies, it's the only fun one. I know you say the first one's fun. I think this one actually leans into the fun more.
I agree, especially because you get Michael Douglas having a blast
being grumpy
in this movie.
dad.
He is having so much fun in this movie.
And again,
it shows.
Hey, Junior, how was school?
Also, C for Child Ant-Man.
That's right. C for Cassie.
C for Cassie.
Yeah, Child Ant-Man is pretty funny. It still is. At the end of this movie, I was like, it's not great, but I kind of enjoy it in a weird way. It's just a buffer in the middle of two massive movies. Yeah. And the following movie also becomes a buffer, unfortunately, because of its placement.
Success. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm pushing for C for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Walton Goggins.
Also, I can't go any higher because of Evangeline Lilly in this movie. I swear I don't hate women. It seems like I do because the people I complain about in these movies are Liv Tyler, Gwyneth Paltrow, Evangeline Lilly,
Karen Gillan.
Which,
man,
that's more of a disappointment.
You don't hate any of the men
because I adore Karen Gillan and I just don't like her in this role. I love her in most things that she's in. Don't like her in this role.
Well, it's good for the next movie, right, Jake? Because female main character. Nick, get ready.
Actually,
I don't
adore Brie Larson, and the internet hates Brie Larson.
I do love Brie Larson.
What is it, Jake?
Captain Marvel.
I You both like it more than me. I'd put it in kind of C.
I put it in B.
But then looking at C, I think it would be in B.
Yeah, B for boring villain again.
I kind of put it in C in my head because it kind of sits at that same level as.
Did you say B?
C, as what I said. Because it kind of in my head sits at the same level of Ant-Man and the Wasp, where it's like we're just kind of watching it to see how it relates to Endgame.
Yeah. Because I push for C.
I thought you liked it. I love Brie Larson.
I like Brie Larson as well. When you break down this movie and look at it from a distance, especially 5 years later, it's kind of not much going on just to get to how does she know Fury, where's the Tesseract, and the mid-credits scene.
I do think this is my favorite Sam Jackson performance in the MCU. It's up there.
To this point, isn't it the one we get the most of him in?
Mm-hmm. Probably, yeah, because he's a main character. In the others, he's
It also brings back Clark Gregg.
With a bit weird de-aging, but
yeah.
we get him.
How is the de-aging on him worse than Sam Jackson? I mean, it's because we have years and so many movies of Sam Jackson to pull from for that de-aging, but it looks real waxy on Clark Gregg.
Yeah.
Also, it's my favorite Stan Lee cameo because it's him playing Stan Lee.
Is that the what does he
Clerks.
say? What does he say? No, it's the Mallrats thing.
Oh yeah,
isn't it? What does he say?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a line from the movie that he's saying. It's because of his scene in the movie, but I can't remember what he said. We said it in the episode, and I just don't remember off the top of my head because we had to talk about like 35 freaking movies.
Also, it's fun watching Brie Larson fight an old lady.
Yeah, that was fun.
Less fun watching her fight
That's the best.
It's also fun.
The best trait. The best
It's
fight.
also fun watching Brie Larson fly through a spaceship.
It is.
She does it several times.
People hate Brie Larson in this movie, but I think she does pretty good with what she's given.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Did we say C then?
Yeah, I think I'm good with C.
I'm good with C.
The internet now
I think it's
likes
more
us
of a B,
again.
but I could settle for C because also the needle drops are pretty rough in this movie for me.
On the nose.
Yeah, they're way too on the nose, and I think a couple of the songs came out after this movie is set, which makes no sense.
The next one, Jake, let's get this one over with.
Endgame.
E for Endgame. I'm just
S
for
satisfying.
Yes, S for I gotta think of something, but I'm not coming up with anything.
S for
on your left.
Shield.
Shield.
Yeah, the shield.
Yeah. S for snap.
S for Skinny Stark.
S for
because I think that was some of the best CG in the MCU.
Yeah, let me put that up there real quick. Just some of the best shots.
I never
great
thought
color
about
palette.
it, but that is CG, isn't it?
And
it looks darn good because I never thought about it.
Where were you? Where were you? I need you. Where were you? And he's just.
And he rips off the reactor. It's so good.
If you didn't see, they scored.
Yes.
Okay.
S for Morgan Stark.
There we go. That's all we need to say. Like it's a
what
top
else
5
is there
for
left
me.
to say about it?
All right, boys, all downhill from here.
All right.
Oh boy,
We have
hold
3
on,
S-tier
everybody.
movies. Let's go.
We got one.
Our first 3 tiers are filled out.
Okay, so next is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
True.
C.
B.
I think B.
I think B.
See, I push C because again, you take a step back. Mysterio's great. There's some fun stuff.
You really, really hate the drones, though.
I do.
That's the sticking point for you. You really hate the drones.
It's Mysterio, but it's lame.
Because
what they
showed us,
you know what, Jared?
Lame,
I
Let's
know.
make it B for Peter Billingsley.
For Peter Billingsley, I will put it in B.
All right, thank you.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I think I've just seen it too
B
many
for
times.
Black Dahlia necklace. Let's go.
Because I can at least have fun with the first and third. I
just-
don't have
I just
that
I
much
also
fun
really
with
like
this one.
Zendaya in this movie. She's okay in the first one. She's really good in this one, and she's phenomenal in the third one.
I just want to make the point that Mysterio is supposed to be lame.
Sure is.
But
They
I
actually
like
could have made him
Jakey
lamer.
G. He's cool.
He was also almost
Especially-
Spider-Man.
Especially when he didn't know that Dennis Quaid played his dad in 2 movies.
I love that interview.
Have you seen that clip?
No.
For Strange World, he's talking, and then they mention, well, yeah, because Dennis Quaid played your dad in Day After Tomorrow. He goes, he did? You did? And Dennis Quaid just goes, yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, we didn't have any scenes
They had
together
no
because
scenes
they only
together.
talk over the phone to each other in the movie, so they never had a scene together. So,
so
Jake Gyllenhaal
funny.
just forgot who played his dad in that movie.
And some people called it out as like fake or like how like lame.
But
that
Gyllenhaal's
is,
had
but it's
moments like
I
that
think
throughout
it's
his
funny.
career, where
It's
he's
so
like, "Oh
funny.
yeah, that did happen. That's right."
What a bad movie. I love that movie, The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's who is it? The director,
That's Roland Emmerich.
Roland Emmerich. It's one of his best movies, which doesn't say a lot.
No.
I mean,
should
there's also
watch it.
Geostorm.
Also, Strange World. What a bad movie.
Haven't
We're
seen
not
Just
gonna,
a bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Oh, this is gonna be easy.
Black Widow.
D.
I was gonna say E.
it. But you actually went B.
No, D.
Oh, I was joking with A, but you said B. But okay, D.
D for
could've
Don
gone-
McLean.
You could have.
Yes.
You could have gone S tier for Stinky.
D for David Harbour,
Yes.
who's one of the best parts of the movie.
I bet you Florence Pugh's middle name starts with a D. I don't
Florence
think it does.
Dolores Pugh.
Yes. But other than that, whoo.
Rachel Weisz is good in the movie.
Yeah. Again, family.
Yeah.
Good. Everything else.
I actually think all the performances
Right
are
when
good.
down
The
BO.
movie itself is terrible.
Yeah. D. Putting you right there. Stinky.
Next. Ready for next?
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
I really
and
wanna
the
put-
Legend of the Ten Rings.
I really want to put it in D.
I'm gonna go C
I won't go higher than C. But I
for Tony's performance alone.
for that I
Yeah.
will.
I don't
It's worth
want
it to
to
get
put
that
it at the
performance
same level as Captain Marvel.
I know you don't, but
I don't
do
want
it for Tony.
I'll
No
do
one
it
else in the movie exists except for Morris. It's Morris and Tony Leung.
Oh, you know what?
I'll do it for Morris.
They also
and
brought
Tony.
back my
Trevor Slattery.
my favorite character in the MCU, Trevor Slattery.
I'll do it for Tony. And Morris. Mostly
Okay,
Morris.
we're putting C. Don't need to talk about again. If it was just straight up a kung fu movie or a martial arts
There
movie,
are parts of it that are a martial arts movie. And they're great.
The
Yeah,
bus scene's
rest
fun.
of it-
no, it's not.
I enjoy it. Better than the
looks
other
bad.
bus scene we got to watch last week.
And then you have Aquafina being annoying in another movie. We've talked about it.
There's just something about buses that the MCU doesn't like.
Seriously, Doctor Strange. This.
Yeah, a later one.
Deadpool.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to talk about him. What's next?
All right. The Eternals.
D.
for Joel.
D for Doll.
As easy as that is.
I'm just
D
putting
for
it in.
Druig.
This is the stupidest bit, but it's so
It's,
much
it's
fun.
fun. I know.
Just trying to think of like what's a word that starts with the same letter as the tier we're putting it in. That's the whole stupid dumb joke.
Thank you, Jared, for calling my joke dumb because I agree with you.
Oh, I'm glad you're
Oh,
doing
it's
it.
so
And
fun.
We do so much stuff here that's dumb.
There's more personality, character, color, and just interest in this one gag than that entire movie. And that movie's almost
Except
3
you're
hours
not-
long.
except
You're not a
for the-
Cersei fan, Jared?
Cersei.
Our main character?
I thought she was in Captain Marvel.
Do we have a K tier for Kango?
There are parts of it I like.
The end.
Very tiny little itty bitty things
The end where they get yanked off the earth.
is actually kind of terrifying. But again,
Yeah.
it's at the very end. Just
Remind me, he didn't yank Spark off the island, or off the
Sprite.
planet. Sprite.
Spark.
S for Sprite.
No. Out of all these movies, including The Incredible Hulk, up to that point, none of them hurt until Eternals. I would sit there and I could actually turn my brain off. I never can turn my brain off. My brain is constantly going nuts.
Are you sure that
I
this movie
actually-
doesn't just kill your brain?
It did. I stopped thinking. This movie helped me stop thinking.
You should watch it more.
I enjoyed the movie the first time I watched it.
And what about this time?
Less.
I mean, there's some parts of it that are compelling, and you're like, why can't this be a better movie?
But I was also somewhat of an Eternals comic book fan, and those comics are not very good and are very slow.
And Feige wanted to start with this. This
Yeah.
is like his favorite, and it ends up being, in my opinion, the worst MCU.
He said this might be the first Academy Award Best Picture nomination for the MCU.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Didn't Black Panther get a nomination for that?
Yes.
Maybe he said win. Oh, he said that. What was the director's name?
Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao might get a repeat next year with the Eternals for winning. That's what he
I'm
said.
sorry, I can't let you finish. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Before we do that, you want to tell us if you watch Dutch?
No.
Okay. How about you? We're going to do both at the same time. Did you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
You heard my answer last week.
Oh. Go back to our old video and watch that.
But disregard that. I have never seen an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in my life.
Ever.
Okay, never.
Not even sure really what that is. So.
Okay. All right, guys. So, Spider-Man No Way Home. S tier.
I would agree.
S for Stephen Strange.
Yes. S for
Silly Spideys.
Spider Web.
S for
makes his own
Willem
Spider.
Dafoe is in a different movie because he's performing S+ tier work.
S for Sling Ring.
S for Sling Ring again.
S for sad because May dies.
S for sad because his life sucks now.
Which
S
makes
for
it
sucks,
good.
as in his life sucks, and we finally have our Spider. That's my Spider.
S for story, as an origin story, which this movie turned the entire first 3 movies into.
Just one singular 6-hour movie.
S for saved Mary Jane, which is what he couldn't do with Gwen Stacy.
I will say, for how much of a fan I'm not of Andrew Garfield's acting in most things,
He's kind of the best one in this.
I like him as a person from everything I've
S
seen.
for Social Network.
S for sensitive. I hear he's a very, very kind soul.
Yes.
I want to see
I
that
agree.
movie with him and Florence Pugh.
So, let me move that to S. That's a top 5.
You ready to move another one to S, boys?
What's next, Jake?
S for Sling Ring.
S for Doctor Strange and Multiverse. Or sorry, the next is Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness.
As much as I
for could've
like
been better.
it, as much as I like it and had a good time this time and recognize its flaws, I think it's a C.
Yeah.
That's what I was landing in. I don't know.
It breaks my heart, but it's like, I can see where the movie can be good in multiple places, but it's not.
Get 'em.
We said C?
Yep.
C again for could have been better.
Yep. Or Children, which is the driving point of this movie.
Oh boy. What's next?
Next is Thor, Love and Thunder.
Thor the worst Thor. Thor 4. I'm Thor after these movies.
We go and see. I don't think it's D.
Thor on my side.
Yeah.
I don't think it's D.
I think it's D.
You think it's D?
I think it's a rough draft
I just
of
really
a script.
I
think it's Dark World potential.
I just really like the Lady Thor angle. I think that's really interesting. And
That's the only interesting part of the movie.
You liked it on a second
D for
watch.
dialysis.
It hurt the first time. This time I was like, no, the good stuff I really like.
Yeah.
The rest of it is not good. It's a mess. It's
D for
two
don't
separate
waste
things.
villains anymore.
Yes. I think it's D. I think it's bottom 5 Marvel.
All right. Oh.
I think possibly the worst one in the franchise.
No.
Possibly.
No.
Oh, Eternals is worse.
It's eternally worst.
Look at him.
Thor Love and Thunder has redeemable things. Eternals doesn't. I want to stop talking about this movie.
We ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. So, Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
C.
I was going to say D.
I really want to say D, but then looking at some of those, it's like, I don't think it's that bad, as much as I don't like it, really, at all. Funny little fish boy with his little flying feet.
Did you put Love and Thunder in, or did you stop streaming?
I
Okay, yeah, mine stopped moving too.
just lost internet.
I figured it was just my phone because it does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Do I exit? Do you want me to exit out of it?
No, here
I
we
don't
go.
really know how
We're
Discord
keeping
works.
this in. This is funny. This is called Off Slate Media doesn't know how to run their media. Hey!
I heard the beep.
Let's see. Do this, do that.
Still not moving. There we go.
Yep. I'm good at my.
There we go. We good?
mouse
All
here.
right,
Very good.
everybody listening and watching, we fixed it. Yeah. So I don't. I'm looking at the D. It's like there's still stuff in Wakanda Forever that's better. I think if we were ranking them per tier, it'd be
don't-
like bottom of tier.
I'd say
tier
C for rest in peace for Chadwick Boseman.
Okay.
I
I don't agree, but okay.
again low C.
C for could have been M'Baku instead of Shuri.
Yes. Or any of the other strong female characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
get a vaccine. What's next, Jake? I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Ant-Man Quantum Mania.
D for dumb.
D for dumb.
D for completely digital.
D for digital.
I like that.
Just even the first time I was like, yeah, I don't like this.
D for different
and then
actress
this
for
time,
Cassie.
yeah, this time I was like,
New Cassie dropped.
hey, remember when the B tier was huge and the others were really small?
Yep.
And now
I told you we weren't touching those first tiers
It's
for a while.
pretty. It's pretty even, man.
I'm actually pretty proud of this tier so far. We only got 3 more, but still, like I'm liking this.
And to be fair, we got
What do you mean we got
another good one.
We
up.
do only have 3 more. What am I saying? You have the list on here, and it goes into 2027. So,
It also has the TV shows on there.
oh,
Yeah. What's next?
yeah, we're not ranking the TV
No,
shows
we're not.
if that's not clear by now.
We should do that, even though we haven't seen most of them.
No,
That would be funny.
no. I don't want to talk about Hawkeye. I don't want
We
to
don't
talk
have
about
to talk about it. We just
You
have to
want
put
to
it in
talk about
a
the
tier.
Hawkeye?
No, we're fine. What's next,
We'd put-
Jake?
we'd put
What's
Hawkeye
next,
in
Jake?
B for
What's
Boca.
next, Jake? Oh, yeah, that's Christmas. by
Or
the
C
way.
for Christmas Boca.
That's Christmas, by the way. But what's next, Jake?
Guardians 3. I don't want to say S.
I'd say A.
I'd say A. Yeah,
I'd
that's,
say it's close to an S, but I think it falls short.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Moving that to A. It's the best Guardians movie.
Oh, for
A
sure.
for Abraxas. I don't think that's anything to do with this
A
movie.
for an F-bomb.
And F-bomb, I like that.
A for Adam.
Adam Warlock.
Yes, thank you. Even if we weren't the biggest fans, mostly you, biggest
Yeah.
fans of his portrayal.
And I love Will Poulter. Let's not get that wrong. I like that man. Just did not like his performance in this movie.
Yeah.
But A works.
What's next, Jake?
The Marvels. I really want to give this a B, but I know it's not a B.
I was going to say B as well.
I have a really fun time with it.
I think it's a C because we have to go off what we have. And
Yeah.
I so believe that there is a better cut. And if it existed and we saw it, there's a good chance it would be
C
a
for
B.
chopped to bits.
C for chopped to bits. Do you agree?
Yeah.
If I can fit it into
but
my
I
joke,
really-
then I
I
can fit it into
really-
the tier list.
Like, I know I really want it to be better so badly.
Those 3, great. The kind of the story movie around them, incomplete.
It also isn't better than the first Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Which is also in C. Well,
Yep.
yeah, I'd put it at the same level as it.
Which it's in the same level.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Last one.
Last
For
one.
now.
Deadpool and Wolverine. D for Deadpool and Wolverine.
D for Dogpool.
I wouldn't put it in D.
No, I also would.
C.
I'd say
maybe.
C.
Yeah.
I C for
Childish.
Kid.
C, kid, C
C
childish kid. Cowboy pool. C for cowboy
C for
pool.
Cowboy Pool.
C for cameos.
C for Emma Corrin. They're great in the movie. I wish they were given more to do than a couple scenes.
But the performance was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
All right, now Echo.
No. I keep forgetting that exists, and that's supposed to be
Is
like
that a movie or a series?
It's a series.
Series.
It's a mini series,
Mini.
right?
I hear
And
it's actually fairly good.
I hear it's pretty. It's supposed to be like R-rated TV show, right?
Yeah.
TVMA Marvel show too, but I don't know anyone who's watched it because again, oversaturation.
I've heard D'Onofrio's really good in it. But D'Onofrio's good in everything, so.
Watch. One of us goes through and watches all of these at some point, and it's like, oh, that's how all of this connects, huh?
Yeah.
And then it just makes
It all
the
connects in
Marvels
group
better.
show.
Yeah. Well, we did it. We made a tier list of all our Marvel movies, unranked per
It
tier,
is
of course.
shockingly even in those bottom
Yeah.
3 tiers.
Which makes sense because what did we say at the start of this series?
They're all the same.
There aren't many, according to us, not for Nick. Between us, when we rewatched the last time, all of them up to Endgame,
There
There
were
aren't
only about
many-
3 or 4 that,
there's only like
which is
around 10 of them that are actually like rewatchable for us that we liked, and there's a little more in that area, but majority of this universe is not great.
well. I think on that note, should we give Nick some time to say what he wants to say about the MCU?
Nope. I'm going to wait till Brave New World.
Oh.
He's going to rewatch all of them before then.
That's partially my plan.
Hey!
As I want to watch them as not a homework assignment.
Interesting.
And see if I can enjoy them again.
So, see, we did kill his enjoyment for now.
They killed my happiness. My happy place. The thing I would go to for comfort. They took that away from me.
You can still go there for comfort if you want.
Just know that most of them are in C and D tier.
To be fair, I agree with most of the C and D tier, and a lot of them are the ones I didn't like in the first place.
So you got your
But
way.
I think there are some B tiers that should be higher.
Do you agree with the S and A mostly?
I do. Yeah, for the most part.
I'm just waiting for some random, basement incel to come across and see Civil War or Winter Soldier in B and see First Avenger, the Best Cat movie, in A and just get really mad.
Yeah.
So
But I definitely agree with First Avenger being in A tier. It's one of my favorites in the MCU.
doesn't look great.
It's also Tommy
I
Lee
don't
Jones
care,
having
though.
fun. You don't
It
get to
is.
see him have fun very often.
I'm not gonna kiss you. It's
Yeah.
one of the best lines in the MCU. Yeah. Did we want to do a personal 5 favorites in no order?
Are you able to do that?
Yeah, I'll be able to figure that out.
You want to go first?
I said I was going to figure it out, Jake. You didn't say to figure it out.
I still have to figure it out, so I need to go last.
I'll go first.
And we're not saying by quality, we're just saying personal
Not
favorites,
quality.
right? Okay.
Personal opinion, like what your 5 favorites are, and they do not have to be in order.
Okay.
Like I will start by saying, Iron Man is easily in the top 5. I've always championed it as the best one. I will hold to that's the best one. If it's not my favorite, if I had to choose another one to be my favorite, it'd be Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. Especially this time. I think out of those two, I'm feeling the Doctor Strange hype because I've only seen it twice, or I've seen Iron Man like 7 times or something like that. So, kind of a overexposure to one, even though you love it. I'd put Endgame in those 5, especially this time. Before, I was like, yeah, I really like the Portals. And now it's, no, I like this movie. First act is some of the best Marvel, period. The last act is really fun. And that middle act is fine. Mm-hmm. I think I'd put Guardians 3 in there. I was feeling it this time. There's just something different about this one compared to the other Guardians movies. The heart is there. It's one of the movies that wears its heart on its sleeve the best. 5th is going to be hard because now I got to look through all those and be like, what would I put 5th?
Please tell me that you would put Quantum Mania.
I was going to say the same exact thing, Jake. I just looked down to D. I'm like, what D movie should I say?
I would go No Way Home.
Oh, look at that. Jared gets his way with the tier list. 4 of his 5 are in the S tier.
Dude, have you watched any of our ranking videos? That
Yeah, it's all
always
Jared.
happens.
Yeah.
It's him. He just thinks he's right. He's like, someone else.
I don't think I'm right. I know.
He definitely sounds like someone else we know.
All right, time for mine. I agree with Jared. Iron Man 1. It just holds up this many years later, almost 20 at this point. We're 18 years away from it, right?
16.
Was it?
It's 16 years old now.
I thought it was a 2006 movie.
2008.
Oh, never mind. We're 16 years away from it.
It can drive.
It can drive.
Wow.
I also think Endgame. Harder to find a better way to wrap up the saga than that movie. I'm going to go with Civil War. I know it's a B tier movie, but still one of my favorites to watch.
It's better than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah. It's one of the best in the B tier. I would go Guardians 3 as well. Rocket, outside of Drax, is my favorite character, and focusing a movie around him was phenomenal. And also,
it's the whole trilogy is around him.
Yeah.
More than Quill.
yeah, exactly. And then my 5th one, I'm going to go with another B tier movie. I think it's Homecoming.
All right.
It's one of the ones I watched the most. I think Michael Keaton's performance in it is top notch.
And you're a Hughes fan.
And I'm a massive John Hughes fan, and I think they almost get the tone right. And then the parts where they get it really good, it's phenomenal. Also, it made me love Ned. Like
That's
Jacob
great.
Allian is so
We
good
didn't
in that
even
movie.
bring him up at all during this. He's
No,
great. That's
he's
great.
phenomenal in that movie. He's phenomenal in all the movies, but especially in Homecoming, I would say.
Can't wait to see him be a goblin.
Yeah.
Goblin. I don't know what goblin he is.
Hob.
Hob? Okay.
Yeah. The other one is Shaw Goblin.
Another good Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting he's in that. Oh,
Shot
man.
in one location for one day.
Yeah, he's like, here's the thing. That was it. Jake, you got your 5?
In no particular order. I just moving my way down this list here. I would say No Way Home, Captain America 1, No Way Home because Spider-Man's kind of one of my favorite, and I think that this is the best of the three of them. Captain America 1 just because I have so much nostalgia surrounding that because of what type of movie it is, because of who I saw it with, because of all that, because of how it leads into Avengers and all that. Let's see here. Wherever Iron Man 3 is, I can't. There it is. It's B. Iron Man 3, I would say, is top 5 for me. What don't I hate?
Oh, wonderfully delivered.
And they think they're going to get me back for Brave New World. We'll see. Which one don't I hate? You're only 3 movies into your top 5.
So I said No Way Home. Oh, Infinity War. Infinity War
Yep,
is in my top 5. That's 4. 5th is then probably Can I cheat a little bit and use 2 because they're kind of the same movie?
Ant-Man
No,
and Quantumania.
No.
I was like Quantumania and Love and Thunder.
No, I was going to say Captain Marvel and the Marvels. I really do.
We're letting him cheat?
No. Neither of us said yes.
Fine, then I'll pick the Marvels because
Marvels-
it's
Wrong choice.
don't care.
Your top 5, wrong choice.
So you pick-
No, I think that's a decent top 5. Those are all movies I enjoy watching.
So, all of our top 5. So Jake, it's No Way Home, Cap 1, Infinity War, The Marvels, and Iron Man 3.
Yep.
Nick, you said yours was, I know you said Guardians 3, I know you said Civil War, and I said Homecoming.
Iron Man.
Iron Man and, was it Endgame?
Yes.
Okay, and then mine was Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Endgame, No Way Home, and Guardians 3.
To be absolutely fair, I think that we could ask Nick this question every 5 minutes for a whole day. I think it'd change every time.
100%.
That's just how much he loves this MCU thing. I almost said MSU thing.
Yeah, but you heard it here, folks. We ranked all of ranked.
I know. What are your?
Tier
How would
list.
you guys rank the phases?
I didn't even think about this.
I don't really know how they're divided.
I think
that's the problem. I know the
Yeah.
first 3, and let me guess, 4 starts with Black Widow and ends with technically the holiday special. So that would mean Wakanda Forever is the last movie. So it's Black Widow to Wakanda Forever, and then right now it's Quantumania to Deadpool. I think I would go 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. 3, 1, 2, 4.
Descending
3, 1,
order, right?
2, 5, 4.
3, 1, 2, 5, 4.
Yeah,
I think that's what I would go with
I
too.
think. Again, I'd have to look at them.
I think there are.
That's
a
in
couple,
descending order, right?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 being the best.
3 being the one with Infinity War and Endgame.
And Doctor Strange and
And
Thor
Captain
Ragnarok.
Marvel.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that too.
I think it's where they hit their stride.
And then 1 I think is better than 2. It's
Oh, absolutely. 1 is, I think 1.
2 is all connector.
To be honest, I think 1 we give a pass because we have a lot of nostalgia for it. Even you, I think, has a lot of
I
nostalgia.
think it also
for
has Iron Man 1 and the first Captain America, which are standouts in that phase.
And your favorite Thor 1. I mean, come on.
D for Dutch Angle.
could have been a B for Branna.
D for Donald Blake. Dr. Donald Blake.
A for Adriana Barraza in her one scene.
Sure. Put it at A, I don't care. Rearrange the whole tier list.
Wait, so you said yours. Did you say yours?
Oh, yeah, I said I
phase.
agreed with you.
Okay.
I agree.
Same thing.
I agree with you too.
Yeah.
3, 1, 2, 5, 4.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Heaven. We did it.
Guys, I am so tired.
I've been tired.
I've been re-energized because I don't have to talk about these movies.
So
for
now,
a while.
now, before Brave New World, Nick has promised us he's going to rewatch all of these movies. He's also going to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Never said that.
And also
And anything I'll watch.
And all of the series that we didn't watch so that he can fill us in on what
Not the
happened.
Eternals. What's the other one?
Secret
I
Invasion.
watched the Inhumans.
What about New Mutants?
Agent Carter. I like New Mutants.
Gotham.
There's a bear inside of us, Jake. And it's a big ghost demon bear.
Is that even an MCU?
No, it's part of the Fox movies.
Okay.
Kind of.
For now.
It's Fox adjacent.
For now.
Technically, they do own it now.
We got Big Blue Frazier in the MCU now, so that means we're getting 2 bears.
Oh, that bear looked so cool for such a weird movie.
Oh, man.
Wait, that means that her name's Monica in the movie, right? Monica Rambeau?
Mm-hmm.
Is in the Fox universe now.
Not necessarily.
So she's in the universe with Deadpool.
She's just in a universe with X-Men. Doesn't mean she's in the Fox universe.
But with the Frazier X-Men.
But that's a different
With the
beast than
sorry,
we've
with the
seen.
Fraser
He's
beast.
huge.
That's also a different beast than we've seen.
He's
Because it's
huge.
CG.
Yeah.
Fair. Wait, hold on. Why are they lassoing a horse? Never mind.
Venom Last Dance?
Sure.
That's got a horse in it. The Venom horse.
Yes.
Join us next time when we go through the Sony universe, the Spunk. There's only like 4 of them, Jared. It's
I don't want to do that.
Do you guys want to watch Madam Web?
So until Brave New World comes out, you'll not be seeing Nick's smiling face. So thank you, Nick, for joining us on this.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
I don't know about dragging us along, but a little dragging us
I got
along
to
sometimes.
pump out some of my useless comic book knowledge and MCU knowledge.
And
without
you got
being looked at weird.
And you got me to read your favorite comic book of all time. So
True. One of my favorite comic books of all time.
one of your favorite comic books of all time.
My favorite is Watchmen.
I won't read that.
It's really good. Better than both the movie and the TV show, although the TV show's pretty good.
Fair. Other than that, I think should I tell them what we're starting soon after this?
No.
No?
In case something happens.
Okay. Until we come back with more Phased Out.
Is it the Barbie movies?
You got it.
There's like 97 of them.
I know.
It's Bionicle.
Okay, now I'm excited.
Grub? Or was it?
Gear buff.
Was it? Kerbuff?
Gear buff.
Gearbuff, that's what it was.
Regardless. Until next time we see you for Brave New World. Jared, where can they find us?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, the funny TikTok, and X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
And you can follow
I
us on
didn't
Apple
do that the last
Podcasts,
episode, did I?
Spotify, iHeartRadio. You have to like, subscribe, comment, ring our notification bell. Make sure you check us out, rate us, comment on all those apps, and check out our groovy website.
And again, make sure you ring that notification bell. Get notified every time we upload new videos. And until then, guys, we can finally get some sleep.
Yes.
You don't have to be so phased out.
Jake, you can rest now.
I can rest now.
Just know.
Did he just wish death on me?
No. No.
Just know what's her name scenes in the weird world.
What?
Older Morgan. What is it? No.
Give it to me.
Couldn't
Give me
think of-
weird, ethereal old Morgan.
Goodbye,
Anyway,
everyone.
bye.
Excelsior.
Harrison Ford, I can't wait. It sounded like Richie Rich's dad. That's how he talks in the movie.
Probably.
No, definitely. They have a hideaway inside of Mount Rushmore in that movie. That's where their safe is. It's in the ear of Abraham Lincoln, I believe.
What a dumb movie.
I love that movie.
I haven't even seen it, and I know
It's so bad.
Don't they go into, like, the back of Mount Rushmore or something?
He really didn't listen
Not
to you.
at all.
He just said.
The only thing I explained about that movie is they have a vault room inside of Mount Rushmore, and they enter through Abraham Lincoln's ear.
Just said that. Then I said, "What a dumb movie." You said, "Don't they go into Mount Rushmore?"
That's all I said about that movie.
I know what you're. I know.
Shut up.
Poor people in Jake's life. Let's shoot for 39 minutes.
You gotta go somewhere.
Nope. Just picked a random time.
All right.
It's really awkward. I've been wearing the same clothes all week. They were.
What happened?
I didn't see. I was looking away at a time.
Does that mean his genitalia is red as well?
Yes. Lose the hair out of his mustache. The mustache just folds into his skin.
No.